Welcome to Kicking the Ash podcast, where we don't just chase dreams. We trip, we fall, we cry. But that's actually half the fun. Here we laugh at the mess, embrace the imperfections, celebrate the wins, and remind you that starting from scratch is actually the best part of the story. So buckle up because it's about to get ash kicking. I'm super excited to start with my first guest, Lou. The French on the block. I want to know a little bit about your story and how you end up in LA from France.
You want to know the full story?
I want to know the full story.
That's a long story. I was born and raised in Versailles. At a young age, I started to play basketball. Fell in love with the game, and then at 15, I went to boarding school of basketball, and I played for this team. It's called Épinal, east of France. And then I went on to play 3 years there. And then I went to Orléans, which was closer to Paris. And then I went to junior college in Kansas, my first experience in America.
How was that?
Different.
Yeah.
Everything was different. The food was different. The people were different. The cars were different. The road, the stores, and the language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I came here, I was like, is this? And nobody understand your accent. Nobody understand anything you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, it was tough because like everything that you learn at school is not working. It's no. like just good morning. People just don't really use that. It's like, what up? I don't know what to answer. Most of the time you just smile at first just because you just don't know what to respond. But then, you play basketball, you know most of the word in basketball, and it helps you learn English while you're playing basketball. And, you make friends, which are your teammates. After like 3-4 months, you understand everything. The hardest thing is like to be able to tell a story.
Yeah.
Like every time you tell a story, you're not funny. Like you don't know how to make jokes. Culturally it's different.
Yeah.
I remember like my teammates, they used to watch a show called Kings of Comedies. Real slang. They were dying laughing. But I couldn't understand. I was watching it, but then Bernie Mac. You can't understand Bernie Mac like when you first come here to America.
Bullshit. Let's discuss it. Black folks don't know how to discuss shit. Sit your motherfucking ass down.
But then, for me, it was like my goal is I want to understand everything on that show. And then until today, that's probably the best comedy stand-up show ever for me.
Some of your family members fucked up. You're going to be looking at me all fucked up.
When I moved here, there's like a big group of like French, like the French in LA.
Yeah.
I went to a couple of their events, and I was like, I am not staying with French people.
And that's the worst thing you can do.
Yes, exactly. So I was like, I'm going to stay around English people so I can learn the language. If not, I'm going to have a shitty-ass accent, and then nobody going to understand me. But for you, you already arrived in the team when there was no French people, right?
Was one French speaker. He was from Cameroon, and thank God for him because, everything was so new to me. When I first got there, I remember when I get to the airport and then the assistant coach come pick me up. We get out of the airport and he's like, are you hungry? At that point, like those 3 words, are you hungry? It's fine. I said, yes. And then he drive me to Subway. Back in the days, we didn't have Subway in France.
I remember, yeah.
So he gave me a sandwich and I'm like, is it for me? Because the sandwich is long. It's like
huge.
This,
I know.
So I'm like, is that for me? It's like, yeah. But then, not having those portions in France, I was excited. Ask me today, I'm not excited about a sandwich like that. But yeah, the sandwich was nuts. And right after that, we go to a bank. He needed to get money. And you go to a drive-thru.
I know. The drive-thru bank are like the best.
I mean, it's cool, but then I'm shocked because I'm like, this is how you get money?
Get money.
That's so lazy. That was, culturally, I'm shocked. So for me, it's like, Yeah, that's being lazy right now.
Yeah. And now do you do it? I go to the drive-thru.
I do it sometimes. Yeah.
All the time.
Yeah. I don't want to stand in line and
Exactly.
no.
So
I
you
do
became
it.
lazy
So
too.
I'm definitely
Good.
lazy. There's a lot of things that changed about, being here. It was an adjustment, but then I'm glad this guy was here because, it was the only one that I could understand at the time. But then like the day after I went to class and I'm sitting down and the teacher is just saying stuff and I don't know what he's saying. Yeah. But you play basketball in America and I guess straight is not knowing English. Am I mad about that? No. But then that's the way it was. But then little by little I learned more and more English and then eventually you become you start dreaming in English.
Yeah, that's the trick.
That's the first time that happened. It's amazing, but then you wake up, you're like, oh, I'm fluent.
No, you're not. I remember my English teacher in France. She's like, when you start dreaming in English, I mean, you start learning.
You start learning in English, and then every day you learn new stuff. That's kind of cool. I went back to France after college. I played pro ball over there. I was hurt every year. I don't think I ever finished a season.
Okay.
When I went back to France, I thought like I had a bright future. I thought I signed for Paris my first year. I thought like I would go to Paris, sign, play great, and then move on to maybe Spain. And, it's like you play basketball at a professional level, you have to dream big.
Yeah.
But then none of that happened. I signed for a team like west of France, Brest, and I get hurt and I go south of France to rehab. You go see the trainer all day, you do all those stuff to get better. And then one day I'm on my computer and I was chatting on MSN at the time. Yeah. Tells you how old I am, I guess.
I'm old too. That was the best, MSN. What I like.
Yeah,
yes.
It was great. But this window popped up and said, you want to live the American dream, play the green card lottery. And then I played the green card lottery. Then I put my name and it was too long. I'm playing basketball. I don't do any administrative things anymore. Yeah. I don't want to, fill up all those stuff. And 2 days later, there's a guy that calls me, you started this. Do you want to finish this on the phone? And then I finished this on the phone. 2 years later, I'm north of France now, and I signed a 2-year contract. And I get this call, and the guy is like, hey, you won the green card lottery. Are you excited? And I forgot I play. It was not a thing, like, I didn't plan to come here. It just happened. I was still hurt in the team I was playing for. So when they called me and they told me you won, I took it as a sign. Like, that's my way out, because as much as I loved playing basketball, it becomes a business when you're hurt.
Yeah, when I played, I realized, like, they don't care about you when you're, like, hurt.
No.
They don't. They just replace you with another body, and then that's all they do. But, yeah, it's funny how, like, the universe just, like, here, just go.
Yeah. It's like, I think I'm always, like I wanted to play basketball professionally. This is what I did. But then the rest is really, like, whatever happened, I just went with the flow. And I'm here as a baker now, and I never thought I would be a baker. Yeah. It just happened.
Yeah.
When I won the green card, that's when, like, I had to process, like, what the fuck I'm going to do in America. Like, in French, we're pretty good. And it's like, the American dream for a lot of people is you come to America and you make money, whatever. Yeah. My American dream is different. My American dream is just having an opportunity to use my potential. It's not to be rich or whatever, But then at that point, it's like I have to figure out what I'm coming here to do. And also, like, you're an athlete. like what's your identity after being an athlete? That's the hardest part because you let people say stuff about athletes, and regardless you want to listen or not, you hear it.
Yeah.
And you're not the smartest person.
No. So when I stopped, I remember I was like, oh, I have all my weekend free.
Yeah.
Because when you play, you like practice and games on the weekend, and I was like, this is super cool. I have a life now.
Yeah.
There's so much more than just sports.
I mean, for me, it was a fight against myself because I didn't know there was so much more.
Yeah.
It's like you are raised to be that basketball player, and especially like I left home I was 15. I was raised to believe that I'm going to be this basketball player. And then, if I didn't get hurt, I would stay in this bubble for a long time. It was basketball and that's it. The time I won the green card to when I left,
Okay.
I was trying to figure out what I'm going to do in LA.
Okay.
And at first I wanted to do a crepe, whatever crepe store.
Super French.
I didn't know I could cook or bake anyway.
Yeah.
I was trying to do a crepe thing, and then my friend came along and he was like, I want to open a bakery in America. And then I went with him to see a chef. The minute I entered the room where he was baking, like everything started to be like slow motion. When you have that sign, it feels like you can do it. And then at that point, I was like, you know what? This is what I want to do. I want to open a bakery too. But then coming from an athlete, when you say stuff like that, it's like, oh, this motherfucker is arrogant.
From the people in America or from the people in France?
Friends or anybody.
Anybody, okay.
For me, it's like everything that I'm trying to do, I'm going to try to reach greatness, right? So the minute I say that, that's what I really try to say is I'm going to be a pastry chef. It's going to be a long road. I'm going to learn every little things that I can learn, and then I'm going to become this pastry chef. It's going to take a long time. It doesn't matter. I'm going to reach that goal. That's really what I try to say when I say so easily, like, I'm going to be a pastry chef. Because out of respect for those pastry chefs, you can't just like...
No, you can't.
Yeah.
No. Well, especially in France, they have like this like schools for like restaurant et cordon bleu. It's very like high-end stuff. So when you come from like a basketball background, they're like, who are you to like even like try to do that?
That's why my American dream is I come here, nobody's asking me where I studied this. They just want to see if I'm good or not. My potential in France with this, I can not really use it. Here, it's an open road for me.
Yeah, France is very closed-minded when it comes to that. When I decided to move, everybody thought it was crazy. They're like, she's going to come back in like 3 months and then let her do like her little tantrum, whatever. It's sad because when you get here and they're like, yeah, you can train for like a certain amount of month and then change your career and then go for it. But in France, they're like, what are you doing? You don't know anything.
Yeah.
But I feel like because we come from a background of like sports and because we didn't learn from like a kid, we try different stuff and then we're more open to learning than just being like in a little box and being like following the rules.
I think it's an advantage that you have on people that went to school for it. And it's not that they brainwash, but they learn stuff, and at one point they believe this is how it's going to work based on what I learned, right? For me, like being a pastry chef is like I have this freedom to do whatever the way I want it. And when I came to LA, I was like, I'm not working for anybody.
Yeah.
I didn't want to work for a chef because I feel like if I'm working for a chef, he's going to like make me maybe quit because of the way they approach stuff, you know? And Then I went on to work for a French school. I was a basketball coach. I drove Uber. I did so many things, and I'm like, I started to respect more the people that I had around me when I was playing basketball because I was not paying attention. They had a 9 to 5.
Yeah.
They've been doing this for years.
When I moved here, I was like, oh, I have to work for money. And that was a thing that didn't happen before because we were playing basketball. And then even though when you work and you work with kids, it's not like you have to make money to pay your bills. So for me, it was a restaurant job but I was working from like 11 p.m. to 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And it was hell. I was ashamed of it for a long time because I'm like, what am I doing? Like, I'm so much better than that. And I have to wear this apron and I have to serve people. And it's so humbling. And then I drove for Uber too. Yeah. And I did all those things. And I'm still hustling today because you have to. And I want to talk about like the people you start with and then the people you leave behind, because a lot of that happened to me too. I started with some people and a lot of them are gone, and we have to like be okay letting people go to bring more people in.
It happened. It's going to happen. It's the process. Some people it's harder to other people, to let them go. But for me, it's like I'm not from this business of baking. I'm trying to learn a new career. I come to LA, I'm nobody anymore. I used to be this basketball guy, and where I'm from is like my family is known to be the basketball guys. And, you have this kind of advantage wherever you go with your friends, like your teammates. This easy bubble where you're in, where like you play basketball, you make money. And then I come here, I start from scratch. My ego take a toll. Now I'm working as a supervisor in a school. This one student told me one day, so you were a basketball player and now you're a supervisor. Yeah, that that
hits.
Yeah, it took me a minute to be like okay with it, but then I was good because until today I still remember, because people could not define me anymore, and then when you play basketball, like people define you as this person that does that, and then the whole time I've been here, it's like now I'm trying to get somebody to define me, right? But then in the process of that is the discipline, right? The discipline is something that it's hard to do every day. You force yourself. Sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's not. But then you have people around you that can take you away from that discipline.
That is so true.
And the people that you love the most are they're most likely the person that's going to take you away from the discipline. And I'm tough with that. Well, like if I feel like this person is taking me away from the discipline, first I'm going to have a conversation, because they don't really know what they're doing. So they have to be aware that I'm trying to do this, but then you taking me away.
I came to LA to get away from family and like the expectation of the family, because they want something for you that is not what you want for yourself. And then even now today, I have a hard time like when I get on the phone, like telling them my project, because I don't want any like noise around it. I want, it's like it's my baby. It's like what I want to do, and it's the same for you. And I feel like when we've been here so long, and then we talk about like people that are back home, there's a disconnect to a point where they're like they don't know who I am anymore. So do you feel like that too with your family and some
my
people?
family has been pretty good with that. Well, like they don't have any expectation for me. They want, I would say that I would say like they just want me to be me. I think when I decided to stop playing basketball, and I thought it would be the hardest thing to tell my parents, like, I want to be a baker, But then when I said that and didn't stutter, didn't like flinch, I was like, damn, I'm going to go all the way, you know? And then when you have those people that believe in whatever you try to accomplish, it means that, how we say in French, like you make your bed, the way you made your bed, the habit that you have, people are going to believe in you or not.
Oh, no.
If your bed was messy to start with, well, they're not going to believe in it.
Yes. That's true. When I stopped playing basketball, my mom was like, yes, finally, because she thought it was like a boys' sport, She's like, finally, she's going to get her shit together. Yeah. And then I'm like, I'm going to LA. And then she's like, oh my God, this woman's going to like give me a heart attack. Yeah. But my stepdad was like, okay, let's book your plane ticket. Go. So thanks to him, I had like the courage to do it. But when I came to LA, I arrived at the airport, I was so lost, and it was like the most uncomfortable thing ever. And I feel like because of that, today I can do whatever I want. Like if tomorrow I want to move to like the other side of the planet, I have no fear anymore. Do you feel that too?
I left home at 15, so like coming to LA for me was not a big deal.
Okay.
It wasn't a big deal, but then I was married at the time. I came with someone. I feel like you have a lot more courage because you came on your own. Like me coming with someone, it's like we had each other. Yeah, I mean, I'm like, I'm not lost in the city. The only thing I was afraid is like, I'm not in basketball anymore. So that was the thing that would like throw me off. Like everything that you do is based on the season.
Yeah.
So you in a brand new world. You just don't know how to operate in that world, and just the way people communicate. Now I'm a boss. Yeah, I mean, I have employees. At first, I have a hard time to communicate with them because I'm still in basketball mode. You tell people stuff straight up, they take it the wrong way.
I know. That is also, I think, the French way. But did you find like some type of freedom because nobody knows me, and then I get to be whoever I want to be?
It took me a while. It took me a while because I couldn't step out of the basketball player. Okay. What you were saying earlier, like the risk that we took to come here, I realized that later on. When I left, I was like 27, 28. It was exciting,
Okay, yeah.
It was exciting, but then still, I'm married at the time. I'm trying to be a husband,
Yeah.
That was the scary part. I knew how to be a husband when, you got it together. You playing basketball, you making a salary. They paid the apartment. The team would give you a car. That's easy. But then now we're talking about like just paying bills.
Yep.
Like electricity, water.
We never had to pay them before.
You're because the team would pay for that.
Yes.
And it's like, my mom always tell me like, there's a French expression saying like, you think you're in Versailles. Meaning like you leave in
the castle.
The lights are always on. Like,
yeah.
Shit, I was born in Versailles. But those old habits that you have, and now you're like, this is life. There's no agent that's gonna call me for a job. You have to find a job yourself. Yeah. Going to Craigslist to try to find a job.
Craigslist. Yeah.
And I'm also black. So it's like I had to deal with the reality that my friends were dealing long time ago, finding a job. It's like you hide as long as you can so they don't know until they see you.
So that was one thing that also shocked me when I moved here, because France, we're kind of like a melting pot of like, like the Middle Eastern and the black community is kind of like together in a way. So for me, in France, I couldn't get a job because I was Middle Eastern. Because the French hates the Arabs, you know? So I had such a hard time. And it was like heartbreaking to see that. Then I moved here and nobody knows where I come from, which is great.
Nobody really cares.
Yeah.
You know, culturally, if I say I'm French, in France, they would ask me where I'm from. Where I'm from.
Like, are you from Africa?
I was born in Versailles.
I was born in Versailles. I wasn't born in Africa.
I
Come on.
always say I'm from Versailles, but I know what that person means. Like, my parents are from Senegal, so I'm Senegalese. Proud of it.
Absolutely.
You know? But then all I know is France, you know. And then here in America, that's the first time I feel 100% French. Because people don't question me on, but where you from?
That's true.
African American would ask me because they're curious about where my origins are from. But then it doesn't come from a place where, like, you know, French people would ask me with this ton of, like,
you're not
French.
Really
French.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But American, if they ask me that question, it's really with a different tone, like they're curious.
Yeah.
Listen, I have a bakery. What more can you prove? You know, the way I'm gonna design the bakery is gonna be like culturally French.
Yes.
That's the first time I feel like
super French.
Yeah.
I don't feel French at all. It is crazy. I grew up there, and I don't feel Lebanese too. It's so weird. I don't know where I belong. It's so weird.
Yeah.
It's so weird.
What do you feel?
I feel like the community I feel the most like that I fit in is the community of artists.
Yeah.
So for me, it's not about race. It has nothing to do with colors. It has nothing to do with language. So I'm like, I'm a children of the world, you know? But
I mean,
also,
you are. We all are when we start traveling. You know, when you start traveling, like, not only you learn a language, you learn a culture. You know, the more culture you learn, the smarter you become. You know, and I think a lot of people are missing this part. And the one thing about LA, though, is where I really fit in, is that I always had big dreams. You know, I didn't want to do a regular job. You know, I wanted to be a basketball player, and then when I wanted to be a baker, I wanted to be one of the best.
The best baker,
You know, in LA, people have crazier dream than me. So I'm not crazy.
No.
I'm just normal.
But it's also like the amount of money you can get. Like here, they're like, yeah, you can make millions and millions of dollars. When you're in France, it's so far away that you think it's impossible.
But then the culture is different. It's like when you have this conversation with French people, they're going to stop you right there.
Exactly. They're like, t'es fou, quoi?
Yeah.
Hein? Ça va pas?
They're going to stop you right there because it's like, who the fuck are you
Exactly.
to believe that you're going to be a millionaire or you're going to be successful or, you know, anything that has to do with your happiness. If it's too much, bro, no. You know. But here, people are going to cheer you up for your own dream, which is nuts to me. You know.
I think it's great.
No, I think it's great. But then
amazing.
when you first come here, you're like, damn.
That's cool.
That person is
like, is there something wrong with them? You're like, are they just like fake and like, but some people really support you. I want to talk about the ego part. And there's like a say here, like, fake it till you make it. I've never got into like fake it till you make it because I feel like they ask you if you know, you said yes, but you actually don't. And I think it's hurting you along the way. So by putting your ego aside and say, okay, I don't know, can you explain to me? It saves you time.
I mean, fake it until you make it. To me, it has a different meaning.
Okay.
Because, like, there was this event for a hotel. It was, like, full of doctors and stuff. And we had to make, like, 500 fruit tarts.
Okay.
We get to that event. We bring the 500 fruit tarts. And we get all those kids that's at school helping us, and they're in the culinary school. Yeah. So they all call me like chef.
Chef Lou.
And I'm like,
Chef
I'm this
Lou.
basketball player, and then they all call me chef, and I'm like, they don't even know. I learned everything on YouTube. And they go into
Like,
school
oof.
to learn all those stuff. And it's like, yes, I did have to fake it. But then in the process of faking it until you make it, you learn so much before you making it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, if you want to use that expression and literally, like, fake it until you make it, makes sense, right? But then, if you didn't learn anything in the process, it's not going to work for
Yeah.
you. You keep faking it. And these
Yeah.
people, they still faking it,
But not making it.
not making it.
That's true.
But yeah, shit. I remember those students, like, they took me seriously, and I was like, I'm the only one that don't take myself seriously right now.
You're like, I'm not a chef.
Yeah,
But
I was
like,
with my ex at the time. I was like, they call me chef.
no, it's so weird. Even for me, it's like when people ask me, like, I think today I have the confidence to say I'm a writer, I sing, I'm a vocalist. But it took me so long to look at myself that way and realize the power of it.
Yeah.
Because we create from like nothing. And I think like being a chef too is creativity.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're the only one not seeing like the best version of herself, and then people look at you and said, "Oh my God."
Yeah, I mean, it's like it. You need to have the right people around you,
Yeah.
first of all. But then for me, it's like I always feel like I'm a fraud.
Even today?
Yeah, 100%. Because that also fuels me to work. I think there's people who are talented. I don't call myself talented. I think I'm a hard worker.
Yeah.
Most people who are hard worker can outgrow a talented person.
Yeah.
You know,
I believe that too.
Yeah. Because when we were playing basketball, when we were kids, like agent, coaches, they would call somebody potential. And we thought at the time, the title being potential is amazing, right? And then, you start playing pro. And then there's some kids that were potential that didn't use their potential.
They didn't work hard enough, so they
No.
didn't go anywhere.
And it's like that for a lot of people. It's like you have the potential to be successful, but are you going to use, your full
Yeah.
potential?
I saw that. I remember, like, there was a team. We were like, I think 15 girls. So it was funny to see, like, Le Cinq Majeur was like the best of the team that was playing. Ended up not even like playing professional after, because everything was given to them. And then for us, we were struggling and then working hard and like getting extra hours in, and then we end up like playing pro, semi-pro.
Yeah.
And it was funny to see the switch, because for me, when you tell me you can't do it, I work on revenge. I was like, oh really? I'm gonna show you I can. But when like people support me, it's not giving me the fire to say I'm gonna do it. So do you work with like support, or do you work with disappointment better?
Disappointment.
Same.
Always.
It's so funny.
And I think I probably have a list of people, and I'm making this podcast. I don't think it's like I'm lucky to do this podcast.
Yeah.
I put myself in a position to be here with you, right? So just that alone, I know there's people that's watching.
Yeah. Well, yeah, for me, the disappointment make me move so fast. It is crazy. Do you think it's like a basketball thing? Like when we get yelled at 24/7?
I don't know what it is.
I don't know.
But for me, it's that's how I move.
Yeah.
I just want to prove myself that whatever comment people would say, prove them wrong. It's a beautiful thing when you prove them wrong.
Yeah. When you look at the story from like actors and successful people, they're like, nobody believed in me.
Yeah.
I want to go back in Paris and just play Stade de France.
Oh, yeah?
I don't care.
But you see,
It's like, this is what I want to do.
you see that what you just say, like the Stade de France,
Yeah.
that's crazy. But I mean, just the fact that you can say it, I love it. You know what I mean? And I want you to do it. I want you to succeed. But then one of my coaches was saying, that's not where we are, that's where we're going to be. And he was saying that all year long. And then the last game was the final. That fucking makes sense at that point. Because at the beginning of the year, like, that's not where we are, that's where we're going to be. It's like, yeah, cool. You know what I mean? But then you were saying that every fucking day. You know? And then we get to the final shit, we come a long way.
A long way, yeah.
That's not where we are, that's where we're going to be.
Yeah.
So when I came here, that was the sentence. Do you feel like there's the French person in you that would stop you to believe that you're a writer, producer, and all of that?
Not anymore.
Yeah.
For example, if I'm around French people, I don't feel like I'm one of them.
Yeah. Okay. But for me, it's like when I, on Instagram, like probably 7 years ago, when you follow someone and that person is saying, like, I'm a writer, I'm this, an actor, and I'm like, too many titles, bro. Like, I know you're not doing all of that.
Yes.
But I was judging like that. I'm French. I judge.
We judge.
I just shit out of people. Anyway, but yeah, when you have all those titles, to me, it's scary to have too many titles.
But you don't have to say it.
No, you don't have to say it.
I produce for myself. I don't think I want to produce for other people, or not yet. But it comes from a place where I'm like, I'm just doing what I have to do until I get the team to do it for me.
Yeah.
But I'm so grateful because I have like a team of like amazing people, and I surrounded myself with so many wonderful wonderful people when it comes to like the band and then the crew. It's not about the title. It's not about what you put on your social media. It's about like the journey and the people in the room and everything you share with them.
I was thinking about it earlier in my car, and I had this thought. If you tell somebody to come to LA and you tell them it's guaranteed that in 10 years you're going to be successful, you're going to have money, you're going to have some privilege, you're going to be able to have a great life. But then the catch is, in those 10 years, sometimes you won't know how to pay the rent. Sometimes you're going to struggle money-wise. Your dad, you're probably not going to see him too many times. He's not healthy. You know what I mean? How many people out of 50 would sign up for that?
Not a lot.
Not a lot of people, right? But then in my case, nobody came to me and said, in 10 years, it's guaranteed. But then the way I operate is that, hey, it's going to take me whatever time, but I'm going to make it.
Well, for me, I thought it will be fast. I was like, I'm going to come to LA. I was so naive. I was like, I'm going to come to LA. I'm going to find a man, and then blah, blah, blah. All the fucking bullshit. Yeah. Now I'm like, I'm starting 9 years, still single.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. I'm enjoying my life.
You're still single. I was married for almost 10 years. Yeah. I divorced. So... Yeah.
So it is,
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
But I didn't know it would take so much time. But I think the time it took it was for me to find myself as an artist. So I needed this time away from family, away from friends and people that know me from back home, to be alone and find who I want to be as an adult and as a creative. And I think having this freedom here made me like, it took time because you need to learn your lesson, and you need to like become the best version of yourself with a lot of fucking struggle. So now I'm 9 years in, and I thought it would take like a year or two. Yeah. When people come to LA, they're like, I'll give it a year. I was like, good luck. Multiply that by 10.
But that's the thing. When you come to LA, there's people that have been here before you, right? Yeah. And then they're doing great in LA. And you're struggling, rent is high, you need to have like healthcare, everything is so hard. And then on top of that, you're coming for your dream, so you sacrifice a lot, right? Like when I came here, like half of my paycheck was going to buying material, buying eggs, buying stuff, like just to practice how to make all those stuff. So I had an apartment in Hollywood, and then I made a commercial kitchen just to practice
Yeah.
after work. You know, so you put so much effort and money in your project that, you know, I was married, but then we were not having the lifestyle of what you would expect when
Yeah.
you're married. You know?
Because you were investing in your art.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And you know, when I look back now, I'm like, I wouldn't change it then.
No.
Because that's the way to do it.
Yeah. When I'm at work and people's like, you're working so much, you should have so much money saved. I was like, I have nothing saved.
You probably do because you're investing.
I'm investing
Yeah.
in, if you want quality and you want to be looked as a professional, you have to invest in your art. And if I had to do it again, do it the same thing over
Yeah.
and over. Yeah, totally.
Just like what you guys are doing right now with all you guys. We talked about it. It's always something I wanted to do, the podcast. And this is my day one. Like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
What is he doing? And what is he doing? You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
that's not where I am. That's where I'm going to be. And then earlier he said something about ISO thing, whatever. He said something technical.
You're like,
And
what
I'm
the
like,
fuck is this?
One day I'll know what he's talking about.
I don't know all the technical stuff, but I put so much trust in all of them. That is the importance of surrounding yourself with good people
Yeah.
because they're going to have your best interest. It's good to count on people that know what they're doing.
I mean, I want to count on people, but
You wanna
also,
know it too.
like, naturally, I just want to learn everything. So when they talk about the ISO thing, I know exactly what he's talking about. And in baking, that was the same thing. It's like when we wanted to open the bakery with my ex, and it was my ex and a friend. It was like either I decide today that I'm going to be the guy that's going to do the administration, or I'm going to be the baker. She had to make a decision. I had to make a decision,
Yeah.
and my friend had to make a decision. But then I was like, first of all, I want to learn everything. Because nobody here is going to make me fail. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I'm not going to, and we're talking about like my ex. I could be like that person, like I count on you.
But it's your name in front of the door.
But it was not supposed to be my name. You know what I mean?
Really?
It become my name because I impose myself by doing that.
Okay.
You know what
Yeah.
I mean? I prove myself to be able to do that. But at first it was, we're talking about the name of the bakery.
Yeah.
It was like the French on the block.
So it wasn't the Lou.
No.
Friend on the block.
No, because I'm a teammate. We were
Yes.
like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like for me, it was like all of us. And like, if you hear me talking, like most of the time I say we. Nobody knows
You're
who
the
we
image of
is.
the bakery.
Yeah. But I say
No.
we because it's like, it's us.
It's
It's
a
not
team.
just me, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I wanted to learn every job, and like baking was, I want to learn that. And like, if I hire a baker, if he knows how to do more than me, best believe I'm going back to YouTube.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm not gonna
Oh,
let you.
YouTube.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
I'm
best.
not gonna let you like do stuff that I can do. You know, and I don't know how far I can go with that.
Yeah.
But until today, it like keeps me, you know, entertained.
So being a leader, for example, I never wanted to be a leader. I was like, I was the same. I was like, let's put a band together and be a
Yeah.
team. And I got to a point where I had no choice.
I mean, that's your vision.
The thing is, like, when you messed up, when someone in the group messed up and it's your name,
You messed up.
you messed up. It's your image. So I had to learn how to like become a businesswoman. And I'd never, if you tell me you want to be a businesswoman, I said no. I want to be a creative. But because it's your baby and it's your art, you learn to be the businesswoman defending your art no matter what. And I feel like you become a leader because you have no choice.
I mean, you become the leader because it's your vision. So you're leading your
Yeah.
vision. You have to think about like people that are gonna surround you. They technically don't really see clearly
Yeah.
the vision. So you have to lead them. Think about them like with their eyes closed, and you guiding them. Most of the time, I think people like use that word leader as, an official word. For me, it's like, no, it's just I see the vision, and I'm guiding you
with
to
me.
the vision.
Yeah.
And then the human factor comes in play. Like, are you going to be a great leader? There's people that want to be led, and there's people that have a hard time to be led. And that's when, you have to be a good leader and motivate people to follow you in that vision. Like I said, I was an athlete. I have the hardest time to be able to connect to some people.
But it's funny, like sometimes the people that want to be the leader are actually not leader, and the people that don't want to lead end up being the leader.
You're not a leader if you want to be a leader.
Exactly.
It's just an attitude, period. What are you leading? What vision are you leading? You know what I mean? Like, you just don't impose yourself like that. Like you're a scam. The group of guys I was with, it wasn't like I'm the leader. I just became leading the vision because I had the vision,
Are you still with the same people you started with?
No.
None of them?
No, none of them.
Crazy.
It is crazy because it's like, and I still want to believe that I can be successful with my friends. I still believe that we can be successful with my family, and the people that you love. But that's risky.
Yeah.
When we have a conversation about like doing this and doing that, like, because we understand what's the outcome of that conversation, everybody gets on board. But then when you have to apply whatever you have to apply to get to that place, that becomes harder. You know what I mean? Like, and we were talking about like fasting.
Yeah. I got you into fasting.
Yeah. We were at one and we're talking about fasting, and it's like you were talking about it actually. I was not talking about it because I didn't want to do it.
Yeah, but you started pretty fast.
Because that's the person that I am. It's like I was listening you talking about it.
Yeah. I
was like, fuck, she just challenged me. And then probably like 2-3 days after, I started.
Yeah, I know. I was like, okay.
And like, what time is it now? It's 12:55.
Yeah.
I'm still fasting.
That's awesome.
I'm supposed to eat at 12, by the way. But I'm still fasting.
Yeah.
And, you challenged me because I could see in you that this is what you do. You're not faking this.
Yeah.
Like, naturally, this is who you are. So I'm like, if that's what she's doing, like, what I'm going to do. So, see, the little thing like that can inspire people. I'm fucking fasting and
fasting and I'm on your podcast.
Yeah.
Great, Jen.
That's the first thing I told you when I got here. I'm fucking hungry.
Well, I'm the kind of friend, I lost a lot of people because of that. Because I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. Ever. A lot of people can't take the honesty. So I'm always going to like tell you things that will make you better, like, or healthier, or like tell you, like, if you ask my opinion, sometimes I'm like, are you sure you want to hear it? Because I'm going to give you like the brutally honest answer I have. And I feel like when people understand that and you surround yourself with people that know how to do that to you too, you can like grow and like be better together. Yeah.
I mean, like, the goal is always to surround yourself with people that will tell you shut the fuck up.
Yes.
If you're able to tell me to shut the fuck up, like, I know I'm safe. In a sense, like, I'm not gonna change because like people keep saying yes. It's hard to listen. You don't take advice from somebody that you love. You would take an advice from a stranger.
That's true.
That's mind-blowing to me, but that's the reality. Sometimes when you talk to someone that you really, really know and you give advice and you like, maybe those are the advice that I apply to myself. They're going to listen and they don't, but then they would take an advice from me. That sucks.
I remember the first day I went to the studio with my engineer. I didn't know English well. I was like, okay, just so you know, this is the situation. I've never wrote before. I never done anything before. If the song is bad, please tell me. But compared to you, sound engineer, it's something I'm not interested in. I don't want to be on the computer all day, and it's not helping me. But now I've been working with him like 8 years. Like he's been my engineer for 8
But
years.
then do you learn, like in those
Yes.
8 years, did you learn from him?
Yes, I did. And I remember one day I put everybody in the room for Tiny Desk submission. So I had him, the band, crew, cameras, and I was watching them all getting along. It was so beautiful. I cannot give up today because I feel responsible for everybody. And I was like, I want to give those people a full-time job when I get to the point where I can afford it.
It's just like in a plane, they always tell you, like, if you have a kid, your kid next to you, like, before you can take care of your kid, you have to take care of
yourself. Yeah.
So it's like, you know, you gotta make it so you can make that happen.
Yeah. I would never imagine getting to this point when I moved here for the first time. I was like, now I'm a full-on boss, just like you. I'm like handling my stuff. Nobody can fucking stop me.
Yeah.
And I think it's beautiful. And I'm like, I take the people that want to go with me.
Wait, it's been, what, 9 years, you said?
9, yeah. I'm entering 9 years now.
9 years in LA is like a success. And everything that we went through, it's,
Because there's a lot of turnover in LA. I don't think it's a city for everybody.
I don't think it is for everybody. I don't think it's LA. Is it forever for me? I don't know.
Yeah.
But right now, this is where I belong, and I love everything about LA and the people here and the dreamers. You know.
I remember I went to Boston, and then after 5 days, like, I am ready to go home. And I get to the boarding at the airport, and everybody's wearing pink and a bunch of colors compared to the other boarding rooms. Everybody's wearing black and brown. I was like, this is why I like LA. I think it's the best city for creatives and then following your dreams. But but you're doing great.
Thank you.
I love it. Yeah, I'm so proud of you. Is there anything else you want to say to, like, inspire people?
Inspire people. I don't know. I think, you know, there's so much you can say to inspire people, but the best way to inspire people is action.
True.
When I hire people, I tell them the way I started, where I am here today, and where I'm trying to go. So if you believe where I was and where I am today and where I want to go, I think that's good enough for you to, like, get on board. You know, it's been 14 years and there's so much more that I want to accomplish.
Yeah.
I want to be a judge in TV Food Network, and we'll see.
Yeah.
I said it on camera now.
I'll be here to cheer you up from the crowd. I was like, let's go. Amazing. Well, we're going to close out the first episode. Thank you, Lou, for coming. Merci.
Well, thank you for having me.
Tell us where we can find you.
So we only open Friday, Saturday, Sunday from 8 to 2:30. Can be a line sometimes, most of the time.
A long line.
So you can also pre-order online 48 hours in advance.
It's in Burbank, Lou the French on the block, and then it's like in France. I'll go see him, wait in line, and get your croissant.